are at 240. $240. When the Savior calls, I will answer. When He calls for me, I will hear. When the Savior calls, I will answer. I'll be somewhere listening for my name. Oh, I'll be somewhere listening. I'll be somewhere. Listening for my name. Oh, I'll be somewhere listening. I'll be somewhere listening. I'll be somewhere listening for my name. And if my heart is right when He calls me, if my heart is right, I will hear. If my heart is right when He calls me, I'll be somewhere listening for my name. Oh, I'll be somewhere listening. I'll be somewhere listening. I'll be somewhere listening for my name. Oh, I'll be somewhere listening. I'll be somewhere listening. I'll be somewhere listening for my name. And if my robe is white when He calls me, if my robe is white, then I will hear. And if my robe is white, then when He calls me, I'll be somewhere listening for my name. I'll be somewhere listening. I'll be somewhere listening. I'll be somewhere listening for my name. Oh, I'll be somewhere listening. I'll be somewhere listening. I'll be somewhere listening for my name.
This evening text comes from John chapter 15, verse 12 and 13. That's John chapter 15, verses 12 and 13. And it reads as follows. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. I have read it to you, John chapter 15, verses 12 and 13. May God bless the readers and doers of His holy and divine word.
Amen.
I really love the Lord. You know that I really love the Lord. And you don't know what He's done for me. Jesus gave me the victory. I love Him, I love Him, and I really love the Lord.
Would you God be in prayer? Our Father, which art in heaven. Lord God Almighty, I come to you again with thanksgiving in my heart.
Yes.
Thanking you for all the wonderful blessing that you restored up on me and my family. Heavenly Father, I come to you tonight just thanking for your mercy and your grace. Thank you most of all, Heavenly Father, for your Son who died upon the cross that we all may have a right to the tree of life. I come praying this evening, Heavenly Father, for the sick and shedding all over the world. I pray that you would touch them with a finger of love. Some little kids come in the world, don't know anything about, shouldn't have sickness, but they got so many of them with cancer born in the world. I ask that you would look in on them, Heavenly Father. These little kids that got African kids, no food, no shelter, no medicine. Have mercy upon them, Father. We all come short of your glory. We stumble and we fall, but you allow us to get up and continue going on. Lord God Almighty, I pray for the sickness in the Newtown Church of Christ and all around it. There's so many sickness, all kinds of sickness. But you know, Heavenly Father, what kind of sickness that they suffer with. I pray that you would give them strength. Or come to somebody and ask for some help. And those that know how to help them, pray that they will lend a hand and help them. Father, just watch over us. Keep us in your loving care. Bless us. Help us to do the things that will be pleasing in your eyesight. Help us to treat one another as you have us to do. Help us to show when someone has got problems that maybe we can help. Let us be a volunteer to do things that will be pleasing to you, Father. Because we all fall down sometimes. I pray for the sick and the shedding here in this congregation. We all suffer from something. We need help in so many ways. I pray, Heavenly Father, that you have mercy upon us and show us, help us, teach us what you would have us to do. I pray tonight, Heavenly Father, for her. As he come to us, break unto us the bread of life. Lord God Almighty, continue to give him knowledge that he can help us all to understand what we have to do to be pleasing in your eyesight. Give him strength, his family, watch over him, bless him in your name. This is my prayer. I ask it all in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
It's in my vein, it's in my vein, it's in my vein, Lord, it's in my vein. Singing while the blood is running warm. In my vein, Lord, it's in my vein, it's in my vein. Lord, it's in my vein, it's in my vein. Singing while the blood is running warm. Oh, in my vein,
commandment,
Yeah.
that ye love one another, as I have loved you.
Mhm.
Greater love has no man than this,
Mhm.
that a man lay down his life for his friend.
All right.
Ye are my friend if you do whatsoever I command.
All right.
Thank Brother Mike for the singing, Brother Leo for the reading, Brother McCurry for the prayer. You all for showing back up.
Mhm.
This is the sermon for the things God can when we can't.
All right.
This is a lesson that's very needed in the body of Christ. I was betwixt this morning to preach this morning, but I said I'd do it this evening. Sister McFall, you missed your sermon last week. Title after you. Lord help you. But tonight we're going to talk on a subject. A subject that is very, very important in trying to make it to heaven. If you love me, then why you treat me so bad? If you love me, then why you treat me so bad? In a world, there's considerable talk. Talking about love. But very little effort is shown to put love on display. But the Bible says in 1 John 3 and 20, in this is his commandment, that we should believe on the name of his Son, Jesus Christ, and love one another as he gave the commandment. L-O-V-E. Books have been written about it tonight.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It goes on from books to songs, and we sing about its goodness. It's one of the most widely used word in society today. It's used and misused in the English language. As a verb, love is an action which shows expression, feelings or affection towards others. And as a noun, it's an expression. It expresses some great compassion. And if we dissect the word love, we find out tonight, church, that it loses its meaning if we express it in a noun form without expressing it in the verb form. In other words, I love you loses meaning and power if it's not accompanied by some action.
That's right. That's right.
And love is a good word here when it's talked about.
Yeah.
But it's a greater word when it is shown. The Bible in John chapter 15 and verse number 10 said, if you keep my commandment, you shall abide in my love. Even I have kept my Father's commandment and abide in his love. The text tonight, consider Jesus as he talks to the disciples about the nature of Christian fellowship here. Jesus is explaining and demonstrating to them the love of the Father here. In verse number 9, you look in this chapter, he says, as the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Continue ye in my love. Oh, I wish I had some help. But in verse number 10, he goes on to say, I just said that verse, if you keep my commandment and shall abide in my love, even as kept my Father's commandment and abide in his love. What are you saying here, preacher? I'm just saying tonight, if you love me, then why you treat me so bad? Just think about it. These commandments that Jesus referred to begins with the first 10 commandments on Mount Sinai. They were carved in stone. They were carved like, thou shalt not have no other God before me. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not what? Steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Oh my God. And remember, keep the Sabbath day what? Holy. Thou shalt not covet. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord God in vain. Thou shalt honor their father and their mother. Jesus is saying, he's putting on display my love for the Father by keeping his what? Commandments. Likewise, those who show their love for me can do so by keeping one commandment. Not a long list here, church, but one commandment. That I give to you, that ye are to what? Love ye one another. How is this, church? How can I explain this and break this situation down to you? How? As I have loved you. As I have loved you. Think about it. This is the love that Jesus is trying to talk about, was being shown without limitation. It was extended of putting life and property on line if necessary. Look what he says here in verse 13. Greater love than have no man than this. That a man lay down his life for his friend. Jesus is simply saying or said the word love is in a noun form, which was usually without the application of the verb form. Jesus is posing a question here. He's asking us, take a look in 1 John chapter 4 verse 20. Jesus posed a question here. He is saying, how can you love God whom you've never seen? And how can you do this? And when you don't love your fellow man who you see every day. That's not how the scripture says. But it says, how can you love God whom you never saw? And hate one of your brothers and sisters you see daily? And look, Jesus posed a question. And when you consider love, the premium is not on what we say, but the premium is on what we do. That's right. In these perilous times, hate is above love. Perilous time we're living in, many are expressing the word love and praises to God, but their action just totally shows the opposite here. What are you saying, preacher? We see people get on TV and say they love one another, but behind closed doors they hate black, they hate Mexican, they hate Chinese, they hate all. And vice versa, we got our own race that we say we cannot stand white people or nothing they do for us.
That's right, brother.
I'm trying to get caught up here. How can it be if Jesus telling us this is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you? Think about the greatest love that ever was shown to us tonight, church. I focus on John 3:16 all the time because I think we fail to realize what a greater love that God has for us in that verse. The love was so strong that God sent his son to this world. And when he sent him, he not only sent him for something, he sent him to die. Now we can't take the place of Jesus. But Jesus took something for us that we could meet him one day. In these times we're living in, we see so much hate. But I beg the question tonight, church. If you say you love me, why are you treat me so bad? In this world, we're going to get treated different.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you belong to the kingdom of God.
Yes, sir.
And when you're struggling and striving to do right, the Apostle Paul was on point when he said, when I try to do good, what? Evil is always what? Present. In this day and time, what do you see? What do you see on channel 2? What do you see on 3? What do you see on channel 4? Evil is always present. R. Kelly in a world of trouble. Roger Stone in a world of trouble. Paul Manafort in a world of trouble. Star on Empire in a world of trouble. What are we seeing? Evil is always going to be present. But do good anyway. Do good anyway. Despite what they say, just keep on going. There are many neighbors claim that people love them, but they relate to each other as adversaries. Paul said in Romans chapter 12 and 18, if it be possible, if it be possible tonight, as much as lies in you, you live peaceful among all men. He knew that there's going to be some problems between us. There are many in an interpersonal relationship between husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend. Say they love each other, but their actions indicate there are more enemies than friends. There are some in church who don't have the church in them, who claim the love of God, but rather declare war on the servants of God. What are you saying, preacher? I hear 1 Peter chapter 2 and 17. Honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear God, and honor the king. I hear a neighbor who's upset talking about over a fence in the backyard, saying, you say that you love everybody, and if you love me like you say you do, then why are you treating me so bad? I hear marriage partners say, I've been a victim of abuse, unfaithfulness. If you love me like you say you do, then why are you treating me so bad? But I hear the Lord speaking to the church fighter in here, bent on disrupting or exploding in the program. The Lord is saying, if you love me the way you say you love me, then why you treat my servants the way you do? Let me reel you in a little bit. We got to be more loving. And we all are servants of Christ. And once you understand that you are serving of Christ, you will find within yourself that, hey, I cannot treat him or her like that's my brother and sister in Christ. Instead of treating them wrong, I'm going to do right. I'm not going to do no harm to them. I'm going to do some helping further because we're all tore down with something. And to get over the hill, you got to learn how to forget some things. And in forgetting some things, you know how to become stronger. And once you become stronger, you can counter it the next time it comes in your path. If you love me, then why you treat me like you do? Church, we should act like we love the Lord. Brothers and sisters, we should act like we love the Lord. How do we act like we love the Lord? Oh, I think it's in 1 Corinthians. Drop down, give me chapter 13 and verse number 4. I think it is. Charity what?
Suffer long.
Suffer long.
And is kind. Charity eviteth not. Charity vaunteth not.
Vaunted not.
Is not puffed up.
So let me help you out in that verse. verse 4 tells us we ought to do like what we supposed to do. When we love, like we say we love, it should show. It should show. It's first considered that love suffers long and signs up for the long haul here. There are many who say they love. But while they lips speak words of love, their eyes are looking for a grass greener on the other side. Let's talk about this grass greener on the other side. Take a look for yourself. The grass in somebody else's yard is more appealing to your yard. And on a hot summer afternoon, you look over there at their yard and you envision yourself laying in your neighbor's yard. And when you see yourself laying in the neighbor's yard, you see them soft blades of grass sticking up. And they wrap themselves around you until you doze off and go to sleep. Then you're in la la land. We might remember if the grass looked green in somebody else's yard, it's because somebody else has been keeping up the lawn. I'm lost. Let me help you. That means somebody's been keeping it trimmed so the grass won't grow too tall and get out of hand. And the city won't be breathing down your neck. Somebody has been bending down and pulling out some weeds out of their yard. So it wouldn't look like a mess. So it can look pretty when we pass by. Somebody's been trimming the rough side of the edges all year long. And if your grass is getting dimmer, it's because you ain't been treating it right. When you don't treat something right, what happens? It eventually shows and it messes up. If you don't treat your automobile right, don't get the oil changed and all those type of stuff, what's going to happen? Motor going to blow up. Something's going to happen to it. It's the same way with God. When we don't show our love for one another, God is simply telling us, hey, I left you the map. And in the map, you're not looking at what I'm telling you to do. Even though you might dislike somebody, I'm telling you, you still got to love that somebody. Because that somebody is important to you as well as you as yourself, showing that, hey, I can deal with you. Regardless what the different issue is I got with you, I can still deal with you. Why can I deal with you? Because I got love for you. Even though I don't like some of the things you do, I still can deal with you. And in dealing with you, I'm going to show you that I still love you. Regardless of what you do to me, I can still show you that I love you. Look at Jesus, how he did with us. He said, I don't like some of the stuff you do as Christians, but I still love you. God created you. And God knows that you have a soul to be saved. And in thinking of that, we need to realize some things tonight, church. If we're going to become stronger in the Lord, we got to look back and know that love is in it for a long haul, for better or worse. Whatever comes your way in life, you got to take the bitter with the sweet. Jesus, on the way to Calvary, he said, if it be thy will, may this cup pass from me. In order to know what was in the cup, Jesus had to look down off in it. But he didn't pass it on, did he? He didn't pass it on. He took one for us now. And he took it for us, why? For yet while while we were sinners, Christ died for who? For all of us in here. Now, brother, I can tell you by my noun expression, I love you. But by my verb expression, I gotta show you that I love you. And in showing you that I love you, that means if you're down and you don't have nothing, me as a Christian sometimes gotta reach in my pocket. And reaching in my pocket is not showing that I'm trying to brag or boast. I know you're down. And I know you need something to get back on your feet. And getting back on your feet, that's our duty as Christians, to help one another. When we see somebody falling, you don't put your foot on their neck. You reach down with compassion, the same compassion that God had for us, that while we were sinning, his son died for us. That's the same kind of passion we need for one another. Now, when I see you hurting, and when I see you in a tight spot, me as a Christian duty supposed to come to your aid. Say, what do you need, my brother? But we got to realize he give us a commandment that you love one another. Now when you love one another. Now, Herb, I understand what you're saying, love one another, but some people I just can't deal with. Ain't the point of you dealing with, it's the point of you overcoming what you're dealing with. And when you overcome something, that shows that you have character in you. What kind of character are we looking for? We're supposed to have the DNA of Christ in us, don't we? Let this mind be in you that was also in who? Christ Jesus. That's what we're supposed to be. Now, when we cover this, I'm about through. You got to realize some things here. Love is in it for the long haul. Long haul. It's not a way of just looking for somebody new here. Love is kind. And when you're kind, it builds you up rather than tear you down. Love is not selfish here. It's not easy to provoke evil thoughts. Brought on about they say. They say. They say. They say is a terrible situation. It's babbling and busybody and home wrecker and peace breaker. There are many who have heard what they say, but nobody ever said that brother said or their sister said. It's always they. Not T-H-E-Y, but D-E-Y. They. Because that's an existence thing based on the Bible. Untruth. They say. They say has been a primary reason why many homes are broken up. They say have created a lot of confusion and trouble in peaceful conversation. They say have caused good friends to be gone. To break up and not speak to one another. But in the scripture in 1 Corinthians 3:4, it says something about, but love thinks no evil.
There you go.
If I love you, I shouldn't be thinking no evil. And it pays no attention to what they say. If we stop paying attention to what they say and focus on what God say, God's word overrules they say. They say. God tells us, this is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Love believes all things, bear all things, and always hope for the best. Now watch this and I'll close this. What? Jesus decided to show us something here. He decided to show the world what real love is all about. What are you saying, preacher? I don't understand. What do you mean by he decided to show the world what it's really about? Not just in a noun that we've talked about, but he's talking about in an active verb situation, which is shown and displayed. Watch what Jesus do. Over 2,000 years ago, Jesus did something. What did he do? Jesus decided to show the world by these things that he would do, that he loved them like he said he loved them. He was the lily of the valley. Jesus was the bright morning star. And the Bible said in verse number verse 13, that a man lay down his life for his friend. Jesus, this bright morning star, over 2,000 years ago, he laid down his life for what? His friend. He laid down for everybody that's sitting in here today. For everybody that's standing at home and forsaken the sin. He laid down his life for all of us. That's why he said, I'm your friend that stick closer than a brother. Jesus, over 2,000 years ago, he did something that me or you could not do. What did he do, preacher? He went on to the tree. And when he went to the tree, he had the sins of the world upon his shoulder. He locked his head in and looked up to the sky and said, it is finished. And when he said, it is finished, he meant that it was just finished for just a few days. But he knew that on the third day, that something was going to start again. And when he started again, they said Sunday morning, it said the angel rolled away the stone. And when the angels rolled away the stone, they said Jesus came out of the grave with all power in his hand. Some people in life will not believe it, that you can have hate in your heart, but God can change hate into love. And he had love for us, that his son died for us. That his son not only died for one of us, but he died for all of us. And dying for all of us, that let me know that me as a Christian got to do all that I can. I got to keep the playbook in my hand. Because when I fumble the ball, Jesus tell me to get up off your knees and pick up the ball and carry the ball on into the end zone. We got a thing to do in life. We got to start by loving one another. We need to start loving one another. If you love me, keep my commandment. His commandment is telling us that we love one another. And if we start loving one another, we'll see the world start turning around. Hate will start turning into love. Donald Trump without have a say so. Because if God's going to be for us tonight, he's got to show us that we got to show him that we still have love for one another. Even though we've been through some hard times in life, even though we had some misfortune in life, even though we spit and spat against each other. But at the end of the day, you can still say, that's my brother and that's my sister in Christ. I'm going to have love for them, regardless of what has been done. I'm asking you tonight, how can you say you love me and treat me so bad when Jesus has been so good to us? How can we say this tonight? Jesus has been good to us. That's why we should have love for one another. Regardless of what kind of wall the world put up against us. Nothing should have us separate from the love of God and each other. God done it for all. So faith that came by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Believing on what the word of God says. You find in this chapter. Love is in this book so many times.
Yes, it is.
It's in there.
Look at love.
And you got to understand. He said, these things I command you that you love one another. He says. 12, 17, talks about all that. And he said, if the world hates you, you know it hated me before it hated you. So don't worry about Donald Trump. Jesus said, I've been through all these things. I'm telling you how to overcome these things. Repentance, confession, and being baptized for the remission of your sins. Ever faithful like God said, I'm going to reward you because you kept my commandments. And if we err or stray away, I believe with 100% of my heart that prayer changes things. Let me tell you something. We had some prayer warriors that was in this community. Let me tell you something. When things got rough, I used to see them go house to house praying. But when things get rough with us, what do? We said we are the light of the world, a city that sits on the hill. And this is my fault as well as your fault. But when something happens in the community, where is the church at? Is the church open their doors up so the community can come in so we can sit down and reason with one another? What is it going to take for a tragic event to happen in Spring Hill or Columbia before we decide to open our doors up just on Wednesday and Sunday? If we do what we're supposed to do, we're not only showing love to one another, we're showing love to our community.
Amen.
The Bible said if the gospel be hid, let it be hid from them who are lost. And we try to seek and save who was lost. You think it's getting bad. This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. Your testing time is going to come. But in your testing time, stay with God. Stay with your brothers and sisters. Because they're going to be there, or they're supposed to be there. It's a load that's going to come in. And let me tell you something. If you're not careful, you'll be easy distracted. And you'll be just like Peter. You start walking on the water, and then you take your eyes off the prize, and you start to drown. You start to sink. You start to sink. But thank God that you have some life jackets in here. Everybody in here should be having one. I'm here for you. To help you. Not to hurt you. If you need anything tonight, you'll take care of it tonight as we stand and song.
Softly and tenderly, Jesus.